Welcome to Crypto News and Investigative Reports. I'm glad that you're joining us today. My guest today is Mr. Kevin Ting. Kevin is the CEO of CryptoCanary. It's a wonderful project, and I'm really glad he's here today to talk to us about it. Welcome, Kevin. I'm glad you're
Thanks
here.
for having me here, Fred.
Yeah, thanks for coming down and supporting the channel. Are you originally from the Bay? I always ask everybody that because, you know, the Bay Area has a lot of different things going on.
So many people coming in from all parts of the world, right?
Yeah, and it's so awesome that that happens, that you know, people are coming in from everywhere. And so where are you from originally?
So I'm not from the Bay originally. I grew up in Texas.
Texas?
And yes. The Dallas area specifically. Found my way to California, LA first for a few years, but then now up to the Bay Area for about 5 years now. Came here like a lot of other people did for the bustling tech scene, startup scene, best in the world. So that's why I found myself here.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, this is a magnet, right? This
it
area
is, for sure.
It's just a magnet for people that are involved in technology. And I think that that's what I really like about it too. The advanced technological things that we got going on here. But here's the big thing that's happening here in the Bay. Blockchain, right?
Right, exactly.
How did you get involved in blockchain?
So that is also a little bit of a roundabout story, but I first got a glimpse of it from Bitcoin way back in 2013.
Right.
2013, it was a little bit more niche then. It's all like the weird, like nerdy people or all those like more fringe people who liked it back then. So I read a little bit about it, was fascinated, but didn't really go much further into that beyond just reading about it. Forgot about it for a few years, but in 2017, that's where I really dove down the rabbit hole, discovered Ethereum as well, all of the promises of like decentralized technology and a whole world of new stuff that we can build and explore with it, right? All this new promise, this open field. And so that's when I really dove in and truly entered this blockchain space.
Yeah, so that blockchain space is, and it's just growing by leaps and bounds, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's a great technology, and I think a lot of people will benefit from it. So how do you see blockchain technology making people's lives better? You think it's going to help make people's lives better? Or?
Well, it's definitely early, and as with all technology, it depends on like what we, as people working in this area, can find like problems to solve and use cases for, right?
Yeah.
So it's a tool, but I think there are two specific promising areas that could be really helpful for everyone, for like humanity.
Okay, so what would be the first one on there?
Yeah, the first one real briefly is something that that most of us in this space believe in and are passionate about, and that is like the concept and the ethos behind Bitcoin, or like self-sovereign money, or like hold your own digital currency. No one can take it away from you, and it's also not manipulatable by like a central government per se. Like you see how governments in like Venezuela or Greece or Turkey, their governments do some bad policies and their currency drops like crazy, like hyperinflation and so forth. And even like the strongest countries like the United States dollar can be not immune to these like different bad decisions by the government. So Bitcoin's is like set in stone. It's inflation or it's emission policy. And so that's something that we can be certain of all the time. So that's number one. Number two is a little bit more broad, like just decentralization in general with blockchain tech. One thing that I think is very promising that can help people out is decentralized social media. And this is something
awesome. Decentralized social media.
Exactly. That's something that if
I like that.
You're in the blockchain and crypto space already, like on YouTube, for example, on Twitter. We've seen a lot of people get like banned or kicked off. Sometimes we don't even know if it's like on purpose or like an accident by the YouTube algorithm, right? Or maybe they're just targeting us because we're more like niche, like fringe space. So that's something that we have recently, in the past few months even, really gotten to see the effects, how some people who made their living off of making content can get it all like pulled up, swept off their feet, and they have to take a hard look about moving to platforms like decentralized social media platforms that let them keep their content and can guarantee that they won't get shut out by one central person or group of people who click a button and you're off for good with no explanation and no recourse.
Yeah, and that's frightening, because a lot something like YouTube, that was their calling card, was to be able to put in that's whatever content that you basically wanted, as long as it had their guidelines, so to speak, and it wasn't facetious or bad or something to that effect or dangerous. But recently they've been actually pulling out some cryptocurrency people. I've known people that has happened to. Do you know anybody that's happened to?
Yeah, it happened to. I have a YouTube where I make educational content about like Bitcoin, blockchain stuff.
Yeah.
And happened to me, happened to a lot of other, like I would say the majority of the content creators I know, it had that happen to them.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest, if it happened to some people who are like pushing something dangerous, or something shady, that'd be okay. But some of ours is like purely a tutorial or purely educational, and those got pulled with everything else. So it really made us wonder, like what's going on here? Is this like targeted at our space, or like an algorithm run amok, or something else,
Yeah, and with that being said, I actually went, Crypto News and Investigative Reports, we actually went down to YouTube, to their headquarters, and we actually sought for an answer. We thought we would get something like a written statement. We thought we would get something, but they didn't respond at all. So they're not as transparent. They're not as transparent as
expected.
Yeah, and so you do see this being a benefit for people's lives. Back to that cryptocurrency thing, though, right?
Potentially, hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Obviously, like YouTube, Twitter, those social media platforms are giants right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a huge task to overtake them. But we see the need, like at least a small number of us see the need right now and the benefit. So we'll see where it goes.
One of the things, I think you and I were both there up in San Francisco, and we both heard the SEC Commissioner, Hester Pierce. That was a great interview.
That was a great talk,
Yeah, and we both heard her talk, and one of the comments that I remember her saying was that there is a difference between blockchain and cryptocurrency. She said a lot of them get excited about blockchain, but not as much as about cryptocurrency. So how do you see cryptocurrency working, or because there is some issues. I think there might be some overall issues with cryptocurrency. But tell us, with blockchain, cryptocurrency, what do you think about crypto?
Yeah, so a lot of times people use it synonymously, but there are subtle differences, like the Commissioner Pierce mentioned. Like a blockchain, at the end of the day, it's a very unique kind of database. So you don't necessarily have to have a token or a native digital asset combined with it. And a lot of people do spin up their own blockchain or have their own token so that they can like raise money. And a lot of those, as you can imagine, fail. And so that's the reason why she mentioned there's some like negative taste in people's mouth about crypto. But blockchain, like I said, it's a database. So like a IBM or Walmart can spin up their own just for them or their partners to use. And they don't need to like sell you and me a Walmart coin, for example. So that's what she was talking about. Right.
It seems how many cryptocurrencies are out there?
Thousands.
There's thousands and thousands of cryptocurrencies, and I think that the best, and I'll talk to you about cryptocurrency a little bit here, is that the people should investigate and look into those and see use cases, right?
Exactly.
Is that what you would suggest for people to do if they're looking into cryptocurrency?
Use cases and a lot more, like due diligence up and down the chart.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of people are just, they know the major one, right? Everybody knows Bitcoin. Everybody knows Bitcoin, but there's a lot more cryptocurrencies than just Bitcoin. There's Ethereum out there, and then there's a whole, like you said, there's almost 1,600. But your project is exciting, and that's why I'm glad you're on the show, because I really was excited when I heard about what you were doing with your project. I really did.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's really an exciting project, and I think it's really, really a great customer base, a user base project. So, CryptoCanary. Tell us about CryptoCanary.
Yeah, so the highest level, we're trying to help people do two things. One is to discover different things in the space, products and services that they can actually use in their journey, in their day-to-day, like crypto adopters journey. And number two is to get a wide range of perspectives from people who've used it before. Kind of like on Amazon, if you look at a product, you can see people who rank to 5 stars all the way down to 1 stars and see what they have to say.
Yeah.
And so those are the two things we're focused on, and we have like an open directory and a product feed where anyone, it's all community driven.
That is awesome.
So
that's awesome.
If you or your cousin or someone's friend knows of something that they love to use or that's not on our list, they can add it themselves. And then when it gets checked as to not be a spam and whatnot, it'll get added, and then they can start sharing their experiences with it.
Yeah.
And so by having everyone contribute, that makes it much more broad than if me myself, because I can't hear of everything, right? Like every day I discover something new in the space, but it may have been out for like a few months already. I'm like, why didn't I not discover this until now? But that's because it's impossible for me to know everything. But with the help of everybody else, with the help of the community, we can create a really rich directory feed that people can come and find out cool like wallets, exchanges, dApps, or like decentralized apps, or like payment tools, anything you can imagine that you can actually use, download, consume, purchase. You can come to our site to check it out.
Yeah, that's what's exciting about it. And being it's community based. I think that is so important. I think that I feel comfortable with that. You know what I mean? That gives me a comfortable feeling with CryptoCanary, because I know that you know what I thought about? Honestly, when I saw your project, I thought about Yelp.
That is.
I thought about the yellow pages.
That's an inspiration. For
sure. When I saw that, I thought, good Lord, this is exactly what this space needs. This space needs some place that people that are a novice can actually go to and look through some things. And I think that's what crypto is. That would you say that's kind of what CryptoCanary kind of does?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You hit it right on the head.
Yeah, I think, and people like that too. People like to know what other people are thinking about a certain thing. They'll see that it has 3 stars. Are they able to give stars and ratings?
They are, yes.
Okay, all right.
Just like Yelp or some other similar sites to that.
Yeah, that is awesome. I think that's so important in this space, because you know, the difference is if you're coming into this space as a new a person, a novice, if you go right to CoinMarketCap, say you go to CoinMarketCap and you try to go to some of these wallets or some of those kinds of things, those are kind of difficult. But if you get an opportunity to search through, look, go to CryptoCanary. Make sure you download CryptoCanary, and then you're able to go through and see some of the, what are some of the things that specifically that they have there, like?
So 2 of the most common things that novices ask for when they first buy their first Bitcoin is A, where can they buy it? Exchanges, right? And B, where do they store it? Wallets.
Right.
So those are 2 really strong use cases as to, and like there's a ton of choices, right? There's not only like a handful, there's like hundreds.
Yeah.
And so if you want to find the one that's perfect for you, it's a good idea to start with a broad directory that we have that shows you all the ones that you can try out. And then you can be like, okay, I'm going to try this out. Maybe I don't like it that much. I'm going to try another one out. That's what we can help with. Okay,
so we have a clip, and we're going to see a clip of CryptoCanary, and you're going to walk us through this clip. So it's going to be shown now on our screen.
It's pretty simple. This is our home page. You can see how we have new products added by the community. And that's our trending products feed, where it's ranked by number of reviews. So with products that have more reviews in the past period, they can rise up on that feed and get more exposure. You can also sign up for a newsletter where you can get weekly the best products to your newsletter or to your email. In the bottom, you have our contact information. You can follow us on Twitter. We have quite a bit of followers on there. You can feel free to email us as well. And if you want to see our master feed, you click on Browse Products. You can see all of the latest ones and filter by category and by the ecosystem, because some products are built on Ethereum, built on Bitcoin, or so forth. So you can filter by those two. We're going to add more later.
Okay.
You can also click into a product's page and see the number of reviews, the overall rating. And some people have written really long, sharing their experiences, so that's really helpful for you to read what they have to say and make that part of your decision process.
Okay.
And then this part is, like I said, anyone could submit a new product or service. If you want to submit a new exchange, that's how you do so. And then this is back to the home page.
That is excellent, Kevin. I think that that's what's exciting. That's what excites me about your project, is that how it's, you know, the consumer can use it. But it also has another side too, right? I mean, it's for businesses as well, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So businesses can participate in our platform by just, like, if their product or service not on there, they can add it on there.
Yeah.
And then they can also reach out to us, give us feedback about what they would like to customize with their own page, what they would like to share with people visiting their page.
See, that's
and also,
awesome. That's great. That's
if
great.
they get their loyal community and their user base to share their experiences, then they can get more free exposure. Like that trending products page that we just saw, right? If they get higher on there, then more people see them when they visit CryptoCanary.app. Also, we will blast them out on Twitter and share them on our newsletter too. So we'll get them in front of as many people as possible if they get on our page and get their audience to share their experiences with us.
That is so cool, because I'm seeing both sides being used.
Exactly.
I'm seeing the business side being used as well as the customer side being used. So it's like the best of both worlds on that.
We want to connect the two. We want to sit in between and help them connect.
That's what makes this project exciting. So what was the motivation behind CryptoCanary? What motivated you to go out and to do this?
That's a great question. So like I kind of mentioned before, before CryptoCanary, I had a content creator, like educational media group, like a YouTube channel, Facebook group, a blog, all that stuff.
Right. Woo.
So we built a pretty large audience there, like over 110,000 people.
Wow.
And it was focused on beginners.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest pain points and biggest questions we always saw them ask was like, what should I use? And we saw like a general lack of awareness too.
Yeah.
Tools, products, services that can help them out, they didn't even know existed.
Oh, see, that's,
so if they knew it earlier, then they can perhaps make a much smoother experience for them, which matters, right? Because if things are early here, so experiences might not be the smoothest.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's friction there that makes them quit or just be like, I'm done with this, too much effort, right?
Yeah.
So if they had those tools, or if they knew about those products and services, that could make their lives easier. And so this is what we wanted to help this novice, beginner type people. That was the motivation, to solve their problems and help them on their journey. You know,
I basically feel like the CryptoCanary project will help me to be informed about the decision that I make, you know, before making that decision and not making that mistake, you know. And that's what I like about your project, is that your project says, hey, look, go through this and take some time and read through this, and then you're more informed when you make a decision in this ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a good first step for research. We are, or like, our general take is that it's always good to have more research. So that's not enough, but it's a good step.
Yeah.
And also for you, I would say, like, since you're also learning and getting connected in this space, it would be good to go to CryptoCanary to see what other new products and projects are there.
Yeah.
And so you could potentially visit their website, reach out to them, or do some media collaborations with them.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're going to do. So tell me this: what stage is the project? What stage are you in your project now?
Yeah, so we have a live product.
Great.
We launched the
Congrats.
most recent feature about like 4 or 5 months ago. We were just exploring it, kind of getting feedback and building before then.
Yeah.
But launched our latest version about 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay.
Now we have over 2,000 registered users.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
yeah, so our stage right now is just trying to continue adding value for them, talking to people, seeing what we can add to make it more useful, more
Yeah.
valuable for them.
Yeah.
And also just getting in front of as many people as possible. And I'm hoping that
Yeah.
your loyal viewers too will come check us out,
Yeah.
reach out to us if
Yeah.
they have any questions or ideas, and we would love to
Yeah.
continue building and improving for them.
Well, actually, and that's what it's all about. That's what CryptoCanary is all about. That's what I'm getting. It is all about a community being active in the ecospace. It's all about talking. It's all about sharing
Exactly.
my experiences dealing with. It's all about saying this particular product is great. This one I had a little trouble with. This isn't, because navigating around this community right now, there's a lot of different noise going on, but trying to find the right sounding signal is difficult right now because there's a lot going on. So that's really great. So let me. I might be redundant here, but how long have you been working with this particular project? Did you tell me that already? What'd you guys
Not
say?
exactly,
Yeah.
but we started exploring the concept in very early 2019
Okay.
and just launched some like early versions, like alpha versions and whatnot. But like closer to the middle or late last year
Yeah.
is when we like launched this latest feature, the Discover Products and
Oh,
Product
okay.
Directory. So about over a year now is how long we've been.
Yeah.
It's the very first time when we started exploring
Yeah.
to now.
Well, this sounds like something that should have been. The reason why I ask, this is something that should have been around 10 years ago or 5 years ago, because I think it's so necessary for the space. It is so important for the space because not that many people know a lot about blockchain and cryptocurrency, especially on the consumer side. Not because you're not really using it that much, right? We don't have mass adoption of cryptocurrencies like those of us that are in the in the eco space.
Right,
Exactly. We don't have that yet.
Exactly.
And so a lot of people are not paying attention to it. But your project is really, really, really exciting. It probably should have been around a long time ago. So finally, what's the ultimate? Where do you want to go? CryptoCanary, where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself going with this project?
Right. So I think
5 years. 5 years from now.
this also brings me back to something we talked about earlier, right? How you mentioned there's two types of people who can interact. You have the businesses and the everyday people like you and me. So our goal is to create a really robust network, like have both sides coming to our site, participating, and then we can sit at the middle and help like facilitate value between
That's
different
awesome.
people. So we can help them like help people find the right businesses, help businesses if they're looking for a certain type of people to help them with like some marketing or some social media stuff. We can help facilitate what they call bounties in the space.
Okay.
Bounties is like, let's say a project has some rewards or some coins, and they're like, we'll give out like 5 coins for someone who helps us share on Twitter. That's an
Interesting.
example.
Interesting.
So if we have active people on both sides, there's a lot of stuff that we can do there. There's a lot of value we can drive. Or maybe the businesses might want some feedback on something that they're exploring.
Right.
So then we have these other engaged audience.
Yeah.
We can be like, hey, how many of them fit your target user base? We can find them, reach out to them and be like, hey, this company wants some feedback. Can you do like a little bit of a test for them? And they'll give you this in exchange. So we want to build this in a really robust ecosystem network of businesses and end users.
Yeah.
And help them exchange value.
I really get it. I really get it. I don't know. Some of the projects are kind of tough to deal, to grasp. But this one I really get. I could really see myself actually really, really using this. Now, we got about a minute, a little more left here. But do you ever see CryptoCanary having a token? Are you going to tokenization? Is that?
I won't write it off completely, but right now we think no. And the reason why is kind of like we said earlier, like a lot of companies soured us on tokens. They created tokens for like tracking like oranges or something, and a lot of people were like, why are you doing this? Besides a money grab, right? So if there's not a strong need for it, and right now we don't see that, then we don't currently have plans for that.
Yeah, okay, and I really appreciate that too, because I think for somebody like me, that's part of the trusting, I think, for me. I just think that a lot of projects are out there to trying to make, their objective is to get rich, right? I got a project, it's out there, hopefully I get rich. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. I'm just saying that thank God for those people that are doing projects out there that are helping people to understand what's going on. I believe there's a lot of education that's necessary in this ecosystem.
A lot, yes.
I think that we're at the incubating stage of it, and I think that as we progress, as we matriculate through it, I think it's important that we also grab it with a good understanding.
For sure.
And a good, as people get enlightened and know about it, and I think that's one important. CryptoCanary is awesome, Kevin. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming in. Come back. I want to stay on board with you. I want our audience and to continue. If you have any, I want them to ask questions. I got more questions. I'm sure they do.
Sounds good.
But I want to keep this ball rolling, because you have a project that I really, really think is going to help a lot of people. Congratulations on that, Kevin.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Kevin Ting, our guest, for coming in today and sharing about this CryptoCanary project. Look, how can they get in contact with this?
So just on our website, cryptocanary.app.
Yeah.
And just scroll down to the bottom. You have a phone number, email address, our social media pages. Take your pick.
All right. So also, if you'd like to know more about it, you can contact Crypto News and Investigative Report. I almost say CryptoCanary, but Crypto News and Investigative Report, we're everywhere. We're on Facebook. You can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us on Twitter. You can catch us we got an email and a phone number. But if you have any questions, send us an email. We'll answer your questions. I'd like to thank Kevin Ting for coming, and I'd like to thank you for watching. And please continue to watch Crypto News and Investigative Reports. Thank you.